single-sided yields, which means that if you have a position, right, EOS tether, that is a two-sided position, and they're only displaying single-sided. So it's a little deceiving, but
that much.
It's
You're
half.
counting all the assets that you're depositing.
Yeah. So it's different ways to measure yield. So they are just using single-sided measure. So that would be like a 2x relative to other ones that are displaying dual-sided earnings.
Yeah, I got by that trick at one point in my DeFi career.
Yeah, it's a very 50-50. I don't know why. Some people like displaying the double-sided. Some people like showing the single-sided. It's really half-half in the ecosystem. But I've also
people would show the double-sided personally, but I can see why they want that bigger number.
Yeah,
number go up as much as possible. I get that too for sure. Cool. All right, that's great. Good stuff. And yeah, congrats, Denis, and to all the Yield Plus team. I think this was from start to finish, really well done from the blue paper a while back, to the test launch, to the small launch, and now full launch. All systems go. Yeah, really good job. Gonna give you guys another round of applause.
Good job, everybody.
Could I ask a quick question on Yield Plus stuff?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
Who is this?
Typically, when you're earning 33% return, you should be very skeptical. So that's my first question. If you can answer that, then maybe as simple as possible. Let's say I want to take the risk and make 33%. What is the easiest way for me to do that?
I can take this. I'll answer. So it's more like 15% really, from what Denis was explaining there about the double single-sided yield. And I do agree you need to be very suspicious when you see high yields announced. But oftentimes, or sometimes those high yields are legit. It's just that it's a new tool in the community or new product that has not been adopted yet. So in the case for EOS, what's nice is that these DeFi protocols are not new. The teams have been around forever. The protocols have been running for a while. They just now suddenly get a boost of a yield income that they can distribute to their users. So it will create these 15% yield opportunities until all of us here throw a bit of EOS and USDT in there. And then we tell our friends, we're like, hey, you remember EOS? Well, there's actually a nice opportunity right now, but it probably won't last very long because eventually enough capital will come in that yield will go down to 10%, 5%, or whatever it ends up being. So that would be my answer. Does that make sense, Denis?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, some of those yields are mixed, right? So you have trading fees, and liquidity earning rewards. So it is essentially just the token itself of the project, and then maybe extra subsidies. So right now we have actually like a triple earning opportunity for these projects where they earn in trading fees, they give out their own governance or token itself, and there's a yield plus subsidy, and there might be even a fourth yield earning opportunity. So it is actually, if you're trying to aim like in the 15% dual-sided, it is definitely doable for a lot of projects to actually hit that 12 to 15% yield with actual DeFi utility and activity. But it needs to be something that is used. So right now, EOS and Tether is actively a pair that is being actively traded on, many different DEXs, different centralized exchanges that are doing arbitrage between centralized exchange and DEXs. So the EOS to Tether pair is probably the highest likely swap pool that will have the highest earning potential because there's actually demand for it. But if you're earning 15% on something that's, it really depends on the use case of what that 15% is offering. But US to Tether, EOS to Tether pair would be up there for sure. Does that answer the question there, Mark?
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
And the other part of the question was maybe you could put a link or something, but like the simplest way to just try that out, like to get involved. I'm on the site right now, the DFS and stuff like that, and there's a lot going on. So
That's outside of scope of Yield Plus, or it's the protocols themselves.
That's definitely common for a lot of the DeFi protocols, is to, some make it really simple, some make it, a multi Swiss Army knife full of tools. It really depends on which protocol or which application that you want to use. Some have 4-5 different protocols to offer, and they have to display this somewhere on the website. Some only focus on the swap pool. So it really depends on which DeFi application you want to use and which one you're more comfortable with. So Yield Plus is more of a business to dApp layer, and then this allows the dApps and the DeFi applications to be as creative as possible without any direction of Yield Plus saying this is how you have to give your rewards within your platform. So Yield Plus does not enforce any rules on how that DeFi application distributes. That way it gives as much creativity to the DeFi applications to do whatever mechanisms that they want. Maybe it's a 50-50, giving 50% as LP, 50% buyback, 100% buyback, or maybe they need 20% for operations fees. There's no limits or restrictions on how the DeFi application decides to distribute. So I'm thinking, I don't think we've seen an article on DFS, but I'm thinking that DFS is probably reallocating their the majority of their rewards into that EOS Tether pair. I'm assuming. I haven't seen an article specifically, but that's probably how they're able to kind of have a big yield opportunity on that pair. A lot of chat.
You could see what the earnings are too on the the DeFi, the protocols page on Yield Plus. So, like I said, DeFi Box has maxed out their swap pool, for example. So there's a 24-hour reward of 822 EOS essentially. So if you have 6 millions the top up, DFS only has 3 million EOS, so they could still increase theirs quite a bit. And DFS, for example, they have 430 EOS being earned from Yield Plus per day, so they're probably just funneling either all of that or a percentage of that into that pool, which is kind of juicing up the rewards. So essentially the minimum, like Denis was saying, like there's already like a 2% yield that could be earned through Rex and proxy rewards. So then 5% on top of that. The floor that a DeFi protocol should be earning off of their locked EOS and whatever it's doing should now be 7%. That should be the absolute floor for what's being earned through EOS.
If they don't have more than 6 million TVL.
Of each, yes.
Do you think some protocols will restrict deposits past that amount to keep their APY high? Would that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that we have not cracked yet. We haven't passed the multi-protocol above the 6 million. So
cyber attacks
I think the best is that protocols will diversify into trying to focus, instead of being a one-stop shop of one protocol, they'll look at diversify and try to vary their
incentivize you, and they'll create new protocols so that instead of just topping up at 6 million, maybe they have 4 different protocols, so they can actually have 24 million.
Yeah.
But really, they don't lose more, right? Because they can also limit the amount. They could create marketing campaigns where they limit the amount of lockup possible within their own platform. So they could have more than 6 million. They're just not getting rewarded for that, or the protocol is not, the B2B side of things is not giving them more. But yes, that is an opportunity for them if they hit that cap, then looking at, all right, what else can we offer our users because we want to attract even more TVL? Because not 100% is going to go back into those pools. That would not really make sense long term, although that could be a customer acquisition strategy, which is what exchanges typically do. But you might want to reserve some of that for development. You might want to reserve some of that for operational expenses. You'll probably shift as well over time. You might want to accumulate for a period of time and do a promotion. Hey, Halloween's coming up, 50% yield for the next 48 hours or whatever it is. So it'll be interesting how they break this down. And that's why we didn't want to create any restrictions on what they can do. So it's really free market. And so if a particular protocol chooses to keep all of it, that's okay. The protocol can come in and then say, hey, if you transfer over your TVL from this platform to our platform, we'll give you X amount or whatever. And it creates more free market competition there. And then more creative freedom for things we perhaps have not seen that ideally that we're going to see. And going back as well to the question of market, is this sustainable? A big part of why this is sustainable, maybe not at the 16% level, but it's the protocol itself, EOS itself, topping up to 5%. So that's now the new baseline. As long as they can meet the thresholds, if they have up to that 6 million, EOS locked in, which is what the whole program is incentivized to, or devised to incentivize, then you get that new floor of APY that then gets added to whatever else they're doing to generate yield and to attract customers. It's just the floor is now much higher than what it was before. The floor has been boosted by potentially up to 5%. But it is targeted yield, right? So it's not like every single EOS is getting this. It's only EOS that's locked in TVL on particular applications that have gone through the application process, that have registered for Recover Plus. And so it's really targeting it, which is why also it's not everybody's benefiting from this. And like Stephane was saying, the more people that benefit from this, then the lower the yields. So the pie is the same. The split up of the pie is now going to be split up to more people as more people come in. So then the yield actually goes down. But the amount of EOS that's made available is the same daily.
The price floor you bring up is interesting because then there's another type of arbitrage. The type of arbitrage I described earlier is just swap pools. You have multiple swap pools just trading against each other to make the markets efficient. There's also the lending protocols themselves. I'm on Pizza right now. I'm just looking at what it costs to borrow EOS, what it costs to borrow USDT. Because of the price floor on what you could earn from yield, the floor is essentially 7%. Between Rex, Proxy, and Yield Plus, if a protocol was passing along all those rewards. Right now, on Pizza, I could borrow EOS for 1%. So there's arbitrage in lending protocols. So let's say I could deposit EOS somewhere and earn 7%. Well, if I could borrow it from 1% off one lending protocol and then lend it out on another protocol for 7%, then I'm essentially keeping the 6% difference as the delta. So that's something else that we haven't seen yet because these protocols are just starting to flip the switch and increase their yields. But it creates this floor. So right now, if you wanted to short EOS, for example, because there's not really many other reasons to borrow EOS except you could sell it, and that's essentially a short. Right now, it costs 1% to short EOS, but when the price floor increases, the APR floor increases, then it would cost a minimum of a 7% APR if you want to borrow EOS, sell it, and basically hold a short position. So that price floor is very important. It's going to have a ripple effect across all of the different lending protocols too, as soon as the borrow rates start getting arbitraged against lending rates of other protocols. If that made sense to anyone.
What Jack just said, yes. A lot of that. And that's why Zack talks about this and not me.
It's just another type of arbitrage. If you could borrow something for cheaper than you could lend it to someone else. Think of it like that. If I could borrow something off Yves, and then Denis wants to pay more than that to borrow it off of me, that's all it is. And I keep the profit.
Totally. Oh, on the topic of the maximum, the 6 million EOS. So right now we're at also let's say a relatively low EOS price. And what we've seen is when EOS does increase in price, a lot of the TVL is locked in pairs, right? And 50-50 swap pools. And what usually typically happens on the protocols, the swap protocols, is as EOS goes up, that means that there's more tether, which is good, less EOS, which means that if the price EOS goes up by 50%, 80%, 100%, those protocols that did have that maximum TVL of, let's say, 6 million EOS, actually has maybe 5 million now, because now those sort of swap pools have been rebalanced and there's actually less EOS there in the first place. So I think some projects or some protocols will probably want to keep pushing, even though they've reached the maximum, in case that if EOS does go up in price, well, at least they have that buffer of still maintaining that high threshold. Because as the price of EOS goes up, there's going to be less EOS in those liquidity pools, because the price of EOS will go up in price. So it's one benefit to just keep pushing, right? If you go to 6 million, you go to 7. You're at 7, you go to 8. Because I think as the price of EOS, if there was a day that the price of EOS goes up, you will need that extra buffer as a DeFi protocol to maintain that sort of dominance, let's say. Let's see if EOS goes up. How about that? That will help.
Let's see. All right, cool, good stuff. Thanks for sharing, guys. Before we move on to a bit of Pomelo news, I did also want to share one last story publication on entrepreneur.com that was published this week, talking about the ENF with Yves and talking about DAOs. And again, exposing EOS and the current environment to other people, outside of even the crypto community. So that's always great to see. So on to Pomelo. So this week we released the grant collectible NFT pack. So of the top 20 grants from last season, from season 3, according to the amount of matching pool funds they raised, were commemorized in the form of an NFT, grant collectible. So, and we also published an article on the Pomelo blog about all of the season 4 NFT adventures that have been released so far. So I'm going to share that link down there. And then I'm also going to share the link to the NFT sales that are currently going on. So we've got the Moon Rocks and the Grant Collectible packs that are being sold. Of course, all of the money raised through these sales goes back into the matching pool to support public goods on EOS. You also have some cosmetic benefits from holding various NFTs, and that can be displayed on your Pomelo profile on the Pomelo.io platform. So, of course, we appreciate the community supporting us, supporting the Pomelo platform through these NFTs, and having fun with them. So go check out the article to learn more, and go drop some EOS on some fun NFTs, which over the next few weeks you'll be able to craft into all sorts of other things as we continue the intergalactic Pomelo adventure out there. And exactly. So season 4 officially kicks off in about a month. So November 14 is when applications open for your grants. So of course, I'm sure we'll have many of you guys in here returning for season 4. Many of you have submitted grants in season 3, 2, and 1. So that's great to see. We love to see projects building up their reputation over time in Pomelo through all these seasons. That's definitely, the way Pomelo is designed, and certainly we've seen a lot of success from some of these projects over many seasons, so that's great to see. This season, getting in your application early is going to be even more important than before. Of course, if you're new, regardless if you're a new or returning grant, you want to make sure that your grant application is ready to go when donations open on November 24th, I believe. So you have about a week, a bit more than a week, to submit your application. Give time for the Pomelo team to review these applications, approve them as a public good, and then be ready to go when donations open. Another thing that you can do when your Pomelo grant is approved is apply for the pitch sessions. So we're hosting 10 pitch sessions this season, 4 of them for the English community, 3 in China, 3 in Korea. And for the English community, they're going to be hosted on Twitter Spaces. They're going to be about an hour each week. We'll have 4 of them, and it's first come, first serve. So once your grant is approved, you head on over, you sign up for these pitch sessions, and then you're given a spot automatically based on when grants approve and confirm their presence. So last year we kind of had restricted limited available space for these Twitter Spaces, pitch sessions. I had to choose which grants got in and didn't, and that wasn't really fun. And that's not something we want to do moving forward. So now it's 5 minutes per pitch. which is going to give us a lot more time to go through a lot more pitches. And basically, I'm hoping anyone that wants to pitch will be able to, and then there's also the possibility to apply to the Chinese community pitches and the Korean communities as well. For those sessions, they're managed a bit differently. Each team, our Asia team is managing their pitch sessions as they see fit. So not everyone is going to get invited to those, but definitely if you apply, they will see your application, and then they're going to kind of try to build a schedule that is most beneficial to everyone in their community and in the Pomelo community. Other than that, we also published a "What is Pomelo" article earlier this week. So I imagine a lot of you in here may not learn too much from this article, as it kind of goes over, the Pomelo platform, what it's all about. But it's a great tool to share to other people that you may be talking about Pomelo, or other teams in the crypto space that you're like, hey, maybe you should come build on EOS and take advantage of Pomelo to build this interesting digital public good that you're thinking about building. So this is a great resource for you guys to use to share that information with those people. So that's the little Pomelo update that I wanted to give you guys. All right, moving on, and so actually an interesting topic that I wanted to bring up that kind of popped up onto my radar this morning is the Alien Worlds Planet DAOs that are launching soon, and how Alien Worlds is trying to, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there for now. And I'm going to invite Lisa to join us here on stage, and she can tell you guys all about it.
Everyone, thank you so much for inviting me today. It is a very exciting week in our history. I think many people here know me, but for those who don't, I hail from the Crown community, which is a community of EOS, and have been lucky enough to get to watch all of the past few years. And the last, I'd say a couple of years, I've been playing Alien Worlds. 1 year I worked there, and the before and after, I've been a player. And looking forward to the DAOs launching, which are each of 6 planets, which have resources being allocated to them from the Alien Worlds Federation in the form of Trillium. And it's our job to play for leadership positions on those planets, or vote for leaders on those planets, to figure out how to get that Trillium into the hands of the people that we think should have it. So it's quite an interesting game, and I think it's probably unprecedented in a way. And it's really an application, not as in like an app, but as in, applied theory of the EOS shared values and the evolution of the technology. And as you may or may not know, Alien Worlds has had over 8 million accounts play its mining game. And I don't know how many actually have gone on missions, but that's the second game. And the third game now is the DAO game, which I'm not quite sure what it's going to be called, but we get to find out tomorrow. As it's been like tightly held secret what's happening. But we do have the white paper, so we have some idea of what's happening, but we'll get the real details tomorrow. So for weeks, many of us have been thinking and talking about what do we need to do? What can we do? What are the opportunities? And of course, a lot of us have heritage in EOS and are involved or have friends who are involved. And it seems like a great time for the governance communities of, who are interested in governance theory and so forth, and building it in these various communities and experiments and tools, to also think about coming over and supporting the game that really, is part of the EOS heritage chain, I'll say, right? And so it's very exciting. There are 5, from what we hear, people who are going to be custodians, or whatever the names are going to be, counselors, custodians, not quite sure, for each of the 6 planets. And so I believe elections will open for the next week possibly, and then we all get to figure out what to do. So there is a planet with an E, Ike or Ikey. I suppose the first committee can decide how to pronounce it but let's say Ike for the moment. So several of the EOS community have been going to join the Telegram group at Planet Ike, which is a community set up unofficial group along with all the others at Planet, whatever the planet's name is. There's 6 of them. And feel free to come join and follow along. I've heard rumors that Velis is interested in supporting game creation. And so, I could even imagine some of the Ike people, networking with some of the Velis people. So, Alien Worlds is a simulation of Earth's economy. So basically we get to go do whatever we might do on Earth, but being in our imaginations in many cases. It's really anything we want to do. So the opportunity too seems to bring some of the Trillium over to EOS projects and possibly bring some of the EOS project funding over to projects on Planet Ike, whatever those might end up being, different types of games or different events or activities, or maybe just even rewards for the people who are staking their Trillium on Ike so that they can vote for the counselors and the ideas that those counselors are bringing forward. So it's really up to our imaginations. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone who loves EOS knows about this, because it's really all part of your family, and encourage you to come over. And if you have any questions, we're a lot of people, I'm sure I'll be live tomorrow online in various ways. I'm always on Telegram and at Lisa's Coffee Shop, or at Lisa Chandler, and on Twitter at Lisa Chandler. I think I'm going to have some Zoom workshops open tomorrow so we can analyze what we've heard and what's going on, come up with some ideas. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, ask, share, engage, think, compete, have fun, and see if we can bring this amazing, ability for people to thrive by playing to even more people than the 8 million accounts in the mining game. So here we go. Thank you all for all of your wisdom and heritage over the years, and we could use it now too. So feel free to ask me any questions, of course.
That's great. Thanks, Lisa, for coming on and explaining more. Maybe Duane. I know Duane is also involved. Duane, did you want to jump in, share some thoughts on your side?
Yeah, I have tons of thoughts, and really, I see this as a portal over to EOS, especially with some of the tools coming up with the cross chain and inter blockchain communication, where we can use a lot of tools. A lot of these tools that we have, whether it's quadratic funding with Pomelo, proof of unique person with Eden, the new Hypha DAO tools that are coming. And what has been mentioned before, Yield Plus, you could kind of mimic kind of the missions game where you stake a spaceship for 1, 2, 4, 12 weeks and earn some yield in that kind of game. That we could have an incubator to bring over Trillium over to EOS, and like Lisa mentioned, vice versa, utilize a lot of these tools. So Ike is kind of the planet that we can rally behind to have this cross partnership. And it's a nice gateway for anyone that's building games on EOS, this whole GameFi space that's opening up, that we can really maximize the users. A lot of people are looking for new adventures, new fun things. So not only can we maximize our collaboration, but maximize joint funding and really get some eyes on some of your games with this cross contamination or portals. And really, that's been the success of Alien Worlds, is bridging other blockchains. So really excited that the new EOS now with this DAC and DAO launch of Alien Worlds, the timing couldn't be better. So like Lisa said, come over to the Telegram. We do have some strategies as well to kind of bridge Wax players to Eden, and I think Jesse will talk about that a little bit. But some strategies really to how do we get all these Wax users some EOS accounts, and the advantages are really rewarding real unique humans as well, especially when it comes to the important topic of governance, right? So I'll be going up for elections. So if you do have some Trillium, or if you don't have some, it's a great time to get some and stake on a planet and just experiment with this next DAO experiment. So I hope to represent the EOS community great, and it'll be a fun time.
Yeah, good stuff. So you mentioned that Alien World is on many chains. So it launched on Wax, of course. What other chains is it on these days?
The missions, they have a bridge over to Binance chain, and that's where you launch these missions that yield to your staked Trillium on Binance chain. So that was a great success, and it just seems natural to, especially now with governance, to be bridging to EOS.
Awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for that introduction, and hopefully we get some more updates in the coming weeks as more is announced and figured out for these planetary DAOs on Alien World. Anyone else maybe have some questions or comments, or if anyone in here is a regular player of Alien Worlds? I myself didn't get into it, unfortunately. Too busy to explore all these games that I'd love to explore. But yeah, if anyone in here has some experience, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, I have some experience. This is Dogman, Dancing Joy. And I don't know if Jess is here. Jess would like to share, because Duane kind of hinted at that. But in the absence of that, then I'll go ahead and share some cool things about Alien Worlds in my experience. So, for one thing, I want to say that I've been loosely following Alien Worlds for the past couple years, I guess, since it came out, but I didn't really get into it until about 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. That's when Duane started hosting Alien Worlds Fractal meetups, and he's been hosting them pretty much every week now for the past 4 months. They're on Thursdays at 16 UTC, so I think everyone's welcome to join. It's in like 20 hours or so, and so they're really great events. I've met a lot of people in the Alien Worlds community through these events, and Wax community in general, and it's great opportunity to network, and yeah, it's been really cool. He also has all the videos on the Crown Deck YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm outside. There's like crows like going like crazy, so hopefully it's not too loud or annoying. If it's loud, then you can let me know, and I can go to. Okay, cool.
We can hear, but you guys hear my crickets sometimes. We can deal with your crow as well. No problem.
Okay, it sounds good. Thanks, Swan. Yeah, so they're great meetings. I encourage everyone to join the Alien Worlds Fractal meetings on every Thursday at 16 UTC. You can check that out at awfractal.com. I'll also share some links in the chat as well. And then today we also talked quite a bit about these topics, about Alien Worlds and about GameFi and all the synergies between Wax and EOS at the Eden Fractal meeting today at 13 UTC. We had Lisa and Jesse did an awesome job. They invited a bunch of people from the Wax community, and so it was really cool seeing the intermixing and intermingling with the Wax community and the EOS community, learning a lot about these new Alien Worlds, the opportunities with governance and Planet Ike and so forth. Lisa started a Telegram channel, and I've been following along there, so it's been cool seeing that and seeing the communities come together. Jesse also has some really exciting initiatives about combining the kind of decentralized identity of Eden and the network to earn opportunities with Eden Fractal with the GameFi sector, and like the current problem with bots and like the opportunity for systems like Eden to help verify identity and make the games much more fun and enjoyable and really create win-win-win for everybody. So I wanted to just say, first off, invite everybody to Alien Worlds Fractal and the Eden Fractal. They're a great way to learn more about these communities and interact with people. A bunch of awesome people in the communities. Also, thank you to Duane and Jesse and Lisa, and also everybody who's in these communities helping to spread the word about Alien Worlds and EOS and whatnot. It's really awesome, and I appreciate it. And then I'll also share some links in the chat too. As I was listening, I just got some links together, so I'll share some links in case people would like to learn more about these. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks, Dan. And Jesse actually told me he might be joining later on in the Fireside. So maybe we'll hear more from him and his thoughts later on near the end of the show. But thanks for jumping on and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
I see you're also sharing some interviews from Novacrypo that Novacrypo released recently. Is Patrick around? Patrick, do you want to talk a bit about these interviews that you've done and released this week? I see Patrick's in the chat, but I know it's pretty late out there. Maybe he's not around just yet. Maybe we'll come back to it later.
No, I am here.
There we go. Hey, Patrick.
Hello, Stephane, and hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Fireside.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, a lot of goings on. There was those interviews of the chief delegates, hidden chief delegates. I have released that on the October 16 on the Bywire, in a Bywire post. And also you find all the videos into Novacrypo YouTube channel. So I have interviewed the head chief delegate, Jesse Jaffe, once again a chief delegate on this term 4. You have also Chris Barnes, again chief delegate. You have Reiki Gordon of the IFA movement, but he's independent also. So he's a freshly new chief delegate. And you have Xavier Fernandez, so brother of Edgar Fernandez of Term 2. And now on Term 4, you have Xavier Fernandez of Edenia. And also there is Chris Waxa of the Helios team that was interviewed. So nice interviews, very well crafted, that you learn more about what is their goals on this Term 4. Of the chief delegates, what is all about hidden on EOS moving on into something more Web 3.0 and something more decentralized trust application that we will see popping up. So that's nice interview. That's into the links that you're just sharing now. And I am also announcing here, because that's now all in the box, there will be an EOS Bee swarms on this Saturday at 15:30 UTC. So be ready to retweet. That will be the Antelope Swiss Workshop number 16, just rebranded. And that will be published on Sunday, October 23rd on Novacrypo YouTube channel. And I put here the poster into the chat. You will see the poster now coming. Let me know if you see the poster.
We see it, Patrick.
Okay, so that's the Antelope Swiss Workshop, just rebranded for this episode number 16 by Novacrypo, and you see the guests. So you have Daniel Keys.
Sorry, go for it, Patrick.
You have Daniel Keys of EOS Nation just interviewed about Antelope update and Pomelo Season 4 coming for November 14. You have Michael O'Sullivan of Bywire. We just make a nice interview about bywiredao.com and how he see hidden on EOS. We made an interview together in the same interview. He interviewed me, I interviewed him. You have a Dancing Joy of Hidden Fractal with Tadas Veitikunas just on the right. That is from Albedo Blockchain Overlay Protocol. And myself, we made a video, the tree, and we were explaining what is about Hidden Fractal. What this is exactly, these meetings that are held on every Wednesday at 13 UTC, where we have also Duane Philippi on the bottom. That's an interview about Alien World. Fractal, what does it mean Alien World? What are the syndicates? No more named councilors, aber syndicates. We have a bishop of EOS support making a nice interview also about the EOS respect and the giveaway shows that the EOS support is doing. Jesse Jaffe of the EOS Bees also interviewed about EOS Bee swarms. That's the goal of the video with Jesse and EOS Bee is the news about. Myself, I am also with mindweb.io. And yeah, that's a fantastic workshop published on this Sunday at 15:30 UTC to be precise on Novacrypo YouTube channel. So subscribe to the channel, smash the bell to don't miss the video when it goes up. And you will have a nice article on Bywire as always with this poster, with a mind map updated where you will find all the video, all the links. So that's 60 hours of work to do all these videos, edit them, timestamp them. That's not just videos and no timestamps. That's a lot of work behind. Like for the videos of the chief delegates, that's all timestamped, and you have also a mind map. So thank you very much, and see all those videos.
Good stuff, Patrick. Thanks for your continued dedication to the EOS community. I was just thinking about how impressive it is that you've been creating these interviews for a long time now. You know, we started when EOS Nation had the ambassador program. Patrick, you were one of our most active ambassadors out there. Started these videos back then, and you kept them going for all these years. So yeah, that's great to see.
And Stephane, to be honest with you, I'm considered always an ambassador of EOS. First of all, an ambassador of EOS, and I am considering that we are in partnership with EOS Nation, and I am in partnership also with EOS Bees. I am in partnership with Eden Fractal. I am doing collaboration. It's all about collaboration on EOS, and it's all about what is giving us Web 3.0 and Antelope. So we have to be collaborating into this EOS ecosystem and beyond. All the chains, network to earn. That's the message. And networking to earn, play to earn, help us each other. So shout out to everyone and continue, don't give up. And we are the best blockchain ecosystem. Yeah, so.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
love
baby.
Love your motivational speeches, Patrick. Always
Thank you.
puts a smile on my face. That's great. All right. What else here do we have on the agenda? Yeah, there was an article about EOS Uptime released by Hoken Tech and Alfredo Candy, who's often doing a lot of great content for EOS actually, and has been doing for a long time. Here we go. Let me share the tweet here. It links to an article that compares EOS to Solana in terms of uptime. So it's a kind of funny comparison. So I'm going to share some pictures here that you can find in the article where you can see a line with some variability and another one that is just straight all the time with no variability. So obviously one of those lines is EOS, the other is Solana. I thought it was pretty funny. And then you see here a little chart that represents the percentage of uptime since June 2018 compared to Bitcoin and Solana. So that was another nice piece of content there that the community created that I wanted to just highlight today on the show here.
I don't know for you, but that's the perfect time to be into the EOS ecosystem and beyond.
Absolutely. Definitely exciting. Definitely a lot of opportunities, regardless of what your skills are. There's opportunities to join teams. A lot of teams are hiring. There's a lot of funding available through all the initiatives that I mentioned at the top of the show. Definitely exciting time to be part of the community. All right. Looks like Jesse has joined us from the Bees. Welcome. Welcome to the Fireside, Jesse. Did you want to talk about the decentralized whitelisting idea? I think Dancing Joy here touched upon it a bit earlier on when we were talking alien world stuff. But if you want to jump on here, feel free. Or if anyone else wants to jump on the Fireside, share an update, ask a question, share a comment, yeah, go for it.
Hey everyone, good to be here.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey Jesse.
Hello. Hey. So, this concept of a decentralized whitelist is the way I describe how Eden on EOS could solve a problem for the NFT community, and we're specifically looking at the wax community. And just the basic problem is that when you do a drop and you don't use a whitelist, you're exposed to bots. And the current whitelisting solutions are inefficient and labor intensive for community members because they have to do an action, they have to sign up, they have to hold an NFT, and they have to repeat this for each drop in each collection. And so I've been doing a lot of investigating, and I'm kind of getting consensus that this is indeed a problem that people would really like to be solved. And so I see Eden. What is Eden good at? We're good at verifying unique individuals, unique humans. And so what if we could onboard the NFT fans, NFT community members on Wax into Eden? That would create an incentive for maybe people to drop their NFTs on EOS. And of course, we have a membership fee in Eden that maybe could at scale provide some more funding for the delegates if we have a lot of people wanting to join Eden to be on this whitelist to get these drops from their favorite artists. The challenge is, how do we connect a collector on Wax with this EOS verification system? And we're trying to figure out what is the best way, like what is the path of least resistance to get that done. And I'm excited to, I have a lot of meetings coming up with people in the Wax community, developers, community leaders, on how we could solve this. And I love solving problems. If Eden can solve a problem, like a really big problem for the Wax community, that would put Eden on the map, I think. And it would, I think it'd be great. And we'd grow our community. This is a great growth strategy, I think. And there's a lot of passion behind this. And so this is what I'm spending my resources on as a chief delegate. Hopefully by the end of the term, we could perhaps get some marketplaces on board. Like, for example, the Edenia team, they created this Eden member check script that could check if an EOS account is an Eden member. And there are maybe the first iteration of this is you have the marketplaces on EOS implement this script, and creators can use this to do their drops on EOS. And so, yeah, there's many ways to accomplish this. I like to do things gradually. I think if we could do that first, kind of get the word out and show that this actually works, I think that'd be great. And then eventually we can have more of an IBC type solution where that maybe they don't even need an EOS account. Like, I can imagine you have an account on Wax and you can send your Wax to pay for the Eden membership fee. The bridge maybe converts the Wax to EOS and maybe some of that EOS is used to create an EOS account that's used for the Eden member. So that's like the more sophisticated solution that I think would be amazing to grow Eden, provide a lot of value out there to the NFT community.
Cool stuff. Thanks. Thanks for sharing. Got a few questions here in the chat. Trimbot asking about what makes Eden verification approach superior to a simple KYC approach. Interesting question. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah. So traditional KYC, you need to provide personal information. So our pitch to creators and community members is that you don't does not require any personal information.
Yeah, makes sense. And Daniel Keys is asking if you've looked or contacted the Chinese and Korean Eden members to be part of this whitelist initiative.
No, not yet. Definitely on the radar. It's a different instantiation of Eden, so I'm not sure how that would work technically. But definitely interested because this type of thing, collecting NFTs, there's much smaller language barrier in art. So I think it's totally valid to include the Korean and Chinese communities. We just need to figure out how to do that technically.
Right on. Yeah, and I think it's great. The more integration with the Wax community that we can get, I think, of course, is very good. And with the upcoming IBC and all that, I think it's going to lead to more integration, more cross integration, more cooperation. So that's exciting to see. All right, thanks, Jesse, for joining us on the Fireside today.
Thank you.
So what do you guys think? We try to find some more topics, or do we just go straight to playing poker in these activities on Discord? I'm personally leaning towards poker myself. Oh. So Blue Dog is asking if we're having another poker tournament. So no, it's not a poker tournament, but Discord has just released a new feature. We discussed it a bit here at the very start of the Fireside. Maybe not everyone was in here. So if you look under the voice connected there section in Discord in this voice chat, on the left, you'll see start an activity rocket ship. And so if you click that, there's a variety of games or whatever that you can play with your community on Discord. So we were thinking that maybe we'll try it out at the end of the Fireside here. So I'm personally out of topics myself. So if any of you guys want to jump on, share some thoughts. I know there's been a good amount of conversation in the text chat today. That's good to see. I'd invite you guys to bring that conversation live on air. I know sometimes there's some mic issues and stuff, but yeah. So I'll let the music run for a little bit. Invite you guys to jump on, and then if not, we'll try out these Discord activities.
Yes, Stephane, I have just one more announcement to do. I just want to announce here that for the Eden Fractal that we do on the Wednesday at 13 UTC, I am launching with Dance Enjoy a new initiative. It's about Eden Fractal brainstorming sessions, as we had into the past months with Jesse Jaffe. We had a Fractally brainstorming session. So here that will be Eden Fractal brainstorming session. And the goal is to have a mind map that we are doing live into a Zoom call. We are live. We have the mind map on the left, and we have the participant on the right. And we are brainstorming about the proposals that are submitted on Consortium and on edentalk.com. That's the platform that we are using into Eden Fractal. And we make the proposals into the mind map, map it out. Like this, we can brainstorm on those proposals, and that will be very structured. So we will write an article, Dance Enjoy and myself, that we will push on Bywire to explain the process, and that will begin in November. And we figure out to do, we think about to do those brainstorming session every 2 weeks in order that that's let the time to the people into Eden Fractal to do their proposals, and then we review them by brainstorming around them. And in the context of the networking to earn meetings that Jesse is will begin. That makes total sense that we meet on this hidden fractal and we turn that into brainstorming session that will be separate of the hidden fractal main room that we have on the Wednesday at 13 UTC. So that will be announced very soon. And I will just let you know about that. With Dancing Joy, we will co-host that. That will be recorded and published onto the Hidden Creator YouTube channel by Dancing Joy.
All right, thanks for sharing, Patrick.
Okay.
I'll also share one more thing I forgot to mention. Reminded me because Novacrypo or Patrick was speaking that he just came out with a tool to verify bulk EOS, Telos, or Wax accounts. And this is a really useful tool for the bees, bringing in a lot of people that do typos in their EOS account or capital letters in their EOS account. So I want to shout out Patrick. If you could maybe put the link in the chat if anyone has a similar problem to what we're having and they're verifying EOS accounts, check this tool out. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Yeah, this tool is working. It's used by the EOS Bees for the EOS Bee swarms. Jesse was just using it, and that's worked well. He has made the test, so that works. And this tool will be part of the Pomelo Season 4 for MindWeb.io as a tool, taking part of MindWeb 3 solution. I have decided to do a MindWeb 3 solution. In short, that will be MW3S. MW3S. And this tool is part of this initiative. I have to polish the tool, and this tool will be announced public for everyone. Like you said, Jesse, that's work for Wax, Telos, and EOS networks. And I have to shout out also CCD239, Stanislas of the EOS Amsterdam and Zeizen Global. CCD239. He has created the.
Yeah, just do it anyway. It's fine.
Okay. He has created this API named EOS Lite API. Basically, I use this API from a website, and that's totally online. And you upload your CSV file. And in the CSV file, you have your list of accounts. That could be Telos or Wax or Telos, not a mix. You upload the CSV file, and then you receive a new CSV file with the information, if it is okay, not okay, capital, and that's work in bulk. You can give a file made of 200 or more accounts. I am polishing that, and when I will have all polished, that will be totally public. For the moment, that's used by the EOS Bees, to be very clear here. I have created that in order to optimize their process when they do swarms. And by the way, I have given 1,000 EOS to EOS Bees to subsidize new swarms, 1,000 EOS more. And it's all about letting circulate more EOS between us. If each of them, we use our EOS and we circulate those EOS between us, we are basically funding ourselves. That's what I want to see more and more coming. And also to finish, I have made a nice video to make a shout out about Pomelo Season 3. I think that EOS Nation, you will soon publish shout out for Pomelo Season 3, but I could not resist, and I have made a video. I am swarmed it a couple of days ago, a lot of visibility. And just to say, when you do an EOS Bee swarm, you can have influencers that are seeing your tweet and that can do some comments. For example, for an EOS Bee swarm made by Dancing Joy about Eden Town Hall on the last Sunday, there was Google research 13,000 subscribers on their Twitter, and they have made a nice remark, well done. That means that the influencer also are seeing what we are doing with Eden, Fractal, Eden, EOS, and they pay attention. So don't be afraid. EOS has some momentum coming.
Did you front run our Pomelo promotion, Patrick? Is that what you just admitted? No, it's just kidding. It's all good.
I made a Pomelo promotion by myself, Novacrypo. Yeah,
Front run our promotion. Great.
Yeah.
All good, Patrick. All good. Thanks for your involvement. Okay, cool, and thanks for sharing again, Patrick.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's true. It's true. Okay, cool. All
okay,
right.
I will put in the chat if you don't believe me. Okay, thank you.
I believe you. Don't worry, Patrick. I 100% believe you.
Okay, you will the tweet, you will the YouTube. It's here. Thank you. MindWeb Pomelo 3 leading to Web3 solutions. That's that. Right, and I have sent to Martin Breuer, I have sent to EOS Nation. So that will be published soon, I think. And I have made a swarm, by the way.
Great. Thanks, Patrick.
And also Alien World, we have made a good promotion for Alien World by Duane Philippi.
All right, so last call before we wrap it up here for the Fireside. Wrapping it up a bit early in order to get some poker in. I'll start the poker activity here after we do our classic weekly Go EOS sign off. And for those of you who do stay and play some poker with us, I'll give out some extra pop tokens somehow. Although I have really no idea how this is gonna go.
What's the size of the tables on the poker? I think when it's its third activity.
8.
7.
I think it's 8. I'm not sure if we can have more than one table going at one. I have no idea. We'll find out. We'll find out what happens.
Cool. Yeah.
Maybe I could sneak in one more thing in an hour and a half. Dallas from Alien Worlds is going to be on Cointelegraph Twitter space. So come show some love if you're around.
There you go. Awesome. Cointelegraph Twitter space. That must get a lot of attention. Very cool.
We'll see.
Well done.
If you show up in an hour and a half.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for joining yet another EOS Fireside Chat. I had a blast. Hope you did too. And I hope you guys have a good evening, good weekend, and we'll be here again next week. So that's it. That's it for us. For you guys who want to stay for the poker, stay in the Discord. We'll see if we can play some poker. But other than that, let's go EOS.
Go EOS.
3, 2, 1, 0. Go EOS.
Go EOS.
Pay attention to EOS.
EOS.
Go EOS.